The Life Story of Meishusama.
Meishusama created a garden at his home where he and his family, including 6 children, lived. He allowed no chemicals, fertilizers or pesticides to touch the soil or crops. He covered the ground with only leaves and grasses to keep the soil moist, loose and warm. Then he lavished the garden with the farmer's most wonderful ingredient, love and respect for the plants and the soil that nurtures them. To everyone's surprise, the yields were abundant, and other farmers whom he'd shared his new way of farming with also had great success. He called this new approach to farming natural agriculture, which was to become part of his core teachings. This is Meishusama Koyama, the first president of the spiritual organization known as Shume, was among Meishusama's most faithful followers. She understood the healing power of Meishusama's presence and jore because she had experienced them herself. When Mrs. Koyama developed a serious kidney problem during her pregnancy, she arranged for one of Meishusama's assistants to come to her home for a consultation. The doctor had insisted that her baby would have to be delivered early, but Meishusama's assistant gave Mrs. Koyama jore, and over time she was healed. Meishusama had once again brought about a miracle. When her baby did not have to be delivered early, Mrs. Koyama turned to Meishusama in gratitude and devoted herself and her whole life to healing others through jore. Strange and wonderful things often happened around Meishusama. Once, while out flying a large kite, the kite glowed with a strange purple light. Called away, Meishusama handed the string of the kite to the person standing beside him. The beautiful, brilliant purple light immediately disappeared. When Meishusama returned, his assistant handed the string back to him, and the light returned. Meishusama smiled. There is a simple explanation. Many people believe the light that dwelt within Meishusama transferred through his hands to the string of the kite, causing the kite to glow. And as the years passed, Meishusama was a source of a number of beautiful and wonderful events. While the construction work was underway, 3 of Meishusama's assistants were working inside. While cleaning, 2 assistants accidentally broke a lampshade. The workers panicked. They were very sorry and rushed out to buy an identical lampshade, hoping no one would notice their mistake. Unfortunately, mistakes are not so easily hidden. Meishusama entered the room and noticed the atmosphere of the room felt lacking in something. Then it came to him. He realized Makoto had fled from this room. Makoto is a word that means, among other things, sincerity, honesty, and to keep one's promises. It is the best way to create harmony with all those around you. But where was Makoto in this room? At another time, another assistant broke a vase, but she immediately went to Meishusama to tell him what she had done and apologized. He listened and then did nothing, but tell her to please be more careful in the future. Meishusama set a good example for his followers by practicing Makoto himself, and could always sense when someone had true Makoto. He had no tolerance for lies and praised modesty, self-restraint, and compassion in others. He noticed every kindness. He acknowledged every apology. His disappointment was often balanced with compassion. But even when scolding someone for a lack of Makoto, he often ended the conversation with a small joke, so the person who was being scolded would know they were loved and forgiven. He practiced the difficult art of forgiveness, which taught us that holding a grudge shows a lack of Makoto, because it shows a lack of compassion and kindness. He never bullied anyone, for bullying is the most extreme example of a lack of Makoto. Meishusama often entertained his children at the dinner table by beating time to the music on the radio. Sometimes he hummed, or clapped his hands to the music, or tapped out a tune on the tea canister to the delight of the children. Everyone in his home was cheered by the sound of their laughter. Meishusama welcomed laughter and had a wonderful sense of humor. "5 days after the spring ceremony was a joyful day at Meishusama's home. A beautiful tea storage jar with a lovely wisteria enamel design was delivered to him. When Meishusama saw this jar, made by a famous Kyoto ceramist and decorated with a delicate design of wisteria in full bloom, the wisteria seemingly waving in a gentle breeze, he longed to have it for the Hakone Museum. That night, Meishusama slept tranquilly with the jar nestled close to his pillow. Meishusama received the jar, which was expected to arrive sometime after the 8th of February, just in time to enjoy it. It seemed to bring great pleasure and peacefulness to his heart. On the afternoon of the 9th of February, Meishusama's condition worsened, and he fell into a coma. Then, on February the 10th, 1955, at 3:33 p.m., traditionally considered a very powerful number, Meishusama peacefully left this world. Today, his body is no longer with us, but his divine light is stronger than ever. Meishusama left the completion of his mission to all his faithful followers. He set high standards for them to reach. And many believe that the benevolent spirit of Meishusama is still with us and guides us. Meishusama often asked us to share his teachings with others. He knew these teachings would spread his dream of peace and tolerance to people all over the world. Shumei members believe there will never be an end to this story. There will always be people throughout the world working towards accomplishing Meishusama's dream of helping the world become a paradise on earth.